Hi, Phil Ciccio here. You know, many times when I meet with groups of individuals or I meet with a person one-on-one, they share the same concept that they're stuck in a rut. Most people say, oh, I'm stuck in a rut. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, but I'm not getting anywhere, and I really want to have more success in my life. And what's interesting, when I speak to them, I realize that they're not really stuck in a rut as much as they're stuck in their circumstances. You see, so many people are stuck and they're mired in the circumstances of their life, most of which they can't control, some of which they caused, right? But most of which can't be controlled. Some people will even get all upset about the fact that it's raining outside, or the fact that they're stuck in traffic, or the fact that something happened at work that was completely out of their control. And they get stuck in that circumstance, they get themselves all worked up, they get themselves into this negative vibration, and they wonder why they're not succeeding. Because if we're in a negative place, we're not likely to attract positive things. So we need to understand what causes this. So I want to share with you a formula. It's called C plus R, or R equals R. And that might seem a little confusing, but let me walk you through this, okay? So C stands for circumstance, okay? So here's the thing. Most people, they look at their circumstances, and unfortunately, because they may not like the circumstance, they get worked up over it. And they have really two choices, okay? They can either react to that circumstance, okay? So circumstance plus reaction, so they can react, or they can, what I would suggest they do and recommend that they do, they can respond. Now, what do I mean by react or respond? Or what's the difference? There's a huge difference, okay? So what happens is we have a circumstance. Let me finish that word. We have a circumstance, and we have the ability to either react or respond to it. Most people are living at such a low level of awareness that they always move towards reacting versus responding. And what do I mean by this? When we're at a low level of awareness, reacting means we allow our circumstances and our environment to control how we feel and how we act. That's no way to live. Humans have a higher side of their personality that can allow them to respond. Animals react. If you have a dog, you know what I'm talking about. Your dog reacts to everything that's going on in its environment. Whatever circumstances occur, if the doorbell rings, the dog starts to bark, right? If another dog is barking in the distance, the dog starts to bark off into the distance. If there's a fly flying around the dog's head is doing one of these. They're in a reactive mode all of the time. They do not respond. They don't have the ability to do that. They're completely reactive. Well, people, unfortunately, live there as well, and they react. So it rains today, and I can either react to that, say, oh, I can't believe it's raining, and have a bad day, and this is horrible, I was hoping to do something outside, or I could respond to it, understanding that I can't control the rain, so let me find something that I can do indoors that I can be productive with that will make me feel good today. The difference is between reacting and responding. Or somebody, I don't know, does something bad to you. They do something that you feel was inappropriate, or makes you unhappy, and you can decide that you can react to that and get upset and let that person outside of you control what's going on inside, which the reality is you're controlling that. You have total control over it. Or you can respond and say something like, isn't that interesting that that person would do something like that? And just kind of let it go. Because you can allow a circumstance to either control you or you can control it. What's the better option? To allow it to control you or you control it? You need to take control. So we have circumstance plus reaction or responding gives you equals your results. So if you're not having the results that you truly want right now, you might want to start thinking about what's going on in my world right now? What are the circumstances that I'm actually living in right now? And am I reacting to it or am I responding to it? Because the results are going to be a direct reflection of whether you react or respond to it. This is important to understand. Are you mired in your circumstances? Are you stuck inside your circumstances? Most people are, and they don't know how to get out. Now, successful people, they have circumstances too, but there's a difference. Rather than being mired in the circumstance and standing inside of it and dwelling on it and worrying about it, they manage their circumstances, but then they move beyond it. In other words, success for most people, they think it starts like this. You start here and success is here, right? Well, it isn't a straight line. The way success works is more like this. It's like this big mess in here, right? These are your circumstances, and then eventually you hit your level of success. The reason why most people aren't successful is because when they get to this mess, their circumstances, when they're in here, they get stuck in here. They're mired in it, they're worried about it, they talk about it, they complain about it, they're reacting to it consistently in here, and they never get past it and achieve success. Successful people are much different. They're still in this, right? They still have circumstances that they can't control. Things come into our lives that we have no control over, right? So that happens to successful people. But while they're in here, they manage this, but they're looking at this. They're looking at success. They want to move past their circumstances and towards what they want, their dreams, their goals, okay? So if you find yourself in a circumstance and you're kind of reeling around in here and you can't seem to get out, you need to create a really great picture of what it would look like to be on the other side and focus with all of your might and visualization on this idea, whatever it might be for you. Even though you're in here, you're focusing on this, you're visualizing this, you're affirming this level of success. And I can promise you this, if you do that and you can hold on to the image and you hold it with your will and you focus on it, you'll find yourself moving out of this eventually and right into success. I hope that this had some impact on you and added some value to your life. Please do me a favor, reach out to me via email or type something in here at the bottom of this website and share your ideas with me as well, okay? Have a great day.